Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Joe, kannst du mal mein Tablett holen? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Shri Radhe. Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Shri Phalat Lakshman Singh Bhagavan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, wir lesen aus dem Srimad Bhagavatam in Deutsch oder in Englisch? Englisch. Rosmarie, bist du bereit für Kishori Kund? Was? Wer noch? Okay, so sagt mir, was ich tun soll. Hä? Englisch ist gut. Ich meine, für wen? Wer zum Beispiel? Paramparusha ist im Bhuchari-Raum und Devaki ist hier. Ich meine, mir ist im Endeffekt, mir ist es vollkommen egal. Ich will halt, dass es so einfach wie möglich ist für die Übersetzung. Und im Moment denke ich mal, Gabriel versteht auch Englisch, oder? Ich denke, im Moment bist du der einzige nicht Englisch sprechende. Sorry. Kishori-Kun, ich denke, du solltest auf deine alten Tage doch noch mal Englisch lernen. Ich bin ja froh, wenn ich die Hosen ankriege. Meine Mutter lernt auch noch Englisch. Mit so einer App. Ja. Nee, ein bisschen Englisch verstehen. Nee, gut. Meine Mutter tut jeden Morgen lernen, wenn der Vater noch schläft, weil der Vater macht sich dann lustig über sie, wenn sie Englisch lernt. Nee, logisch nicht. Ach, du zuerst wird er Englisch kennen. Er hat es irgendwann in der Schule gelernt. Das Beste ist, wenn ich meinen Vater und meine Schwiegermutter unterhalten. Die verstehen sich gut, aber ich möchte nur wissen, was dabei rauskommt. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, Devaki, deutsche Übersetzung gibt es hinten bei Rosie. Aha. Oh, stimmt. Devaki, kennt ihr sie? Oh mein Gott, sieht aus wie ein Igel hier. Weil so viele Zettel hier drin sind. So, we reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, chapter 6, verse 30. Ciao, setz dich hin. Hä? Aha, okay. 4, 3, 10, yeah. 4th Canto, the 6th chapter. Chapter 3, verse 10. Ah, okay. Okay. Tatra. Okay, ciao, setz dich dorthin und sehen. Swasri me nanu Bhartri Samita Tatra Swasri me nanu Brit Bhartri Samita. Seltsam, ne? Tatra Swasri me nanu Bhartri Samita. Matri Swashri Klina Dhiyam Cha Mataram Matri Swasri Klina Dhiyam Cha Mataram. Matri Swasri Klina Diyam Chamadaram. Trakshya Chirot Kanta Mana Mahashibir. Trakshya Chirot Kanta Mana Mahashibir. Trakshye Chirot Kanta Mana Mahashibir. Uniyamanam Cha Mrita Tvara Tvarcham Uniyamanam Cha Mrita Tvara Tvajam. Uniyamanam Cha Mrita Tvara Tvachavam. Anybody had a better meter for this? Huh? Promise me, yeah, but it seems not the right one for promise meter. I think one is. Anyway, we try it with that one. Tatra Swasri me nanu Bhartri Samita. Matri Swasri Klina Diyam Chamataram. Trakshye Chirot Kanta Mana Maharshibir. Uniyamanam Chamrita Tavara Tvacham. Okay, it's all yours now. Klinatiyam chamataram. Kedavele. Tathara swasri me manutpaita samida. Swastit klinatiyam chamataram. Trakshe chirot kanda mana mahashibir. Tatra swasri me manubrit samatida. Swasri krina diyam chamataram. Trakshe chirot kanda mana mahashibir. Mütter. Matri swashri klina diyam chamataram. Chirot kanda mana mahashibir. Trishvasri klinadiyam chamataram. Trakshe chirot kandamana mahashibir. Manam chamataram. Okay. Tatra. There. Svashri, own sisters, me, my, Nanu, surely, Bhatri Samita, along with the husbands, Matri Svashri, the sisters of my mother, Klina Diyam, affectionate, cha, and mataram, mother, tarakshye, I shall see, chira utkandamana, being very anxious for a long time, maharishibihi, by great sages, uniyamanam, being raised, cha, and mrita, O Shiva, atvara, sacrifice, tvacham, flags. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. My sisters, my mother's sisters, and their husbands and other affectionate relatives must be assembled there. So if I go, I shall be able to see them, and I shall be able to see the flapping flags and the performance of the sacrifice by great sages. For these reasons, my dear husband, I am very much anxious to go. Purport. As stated before, the tension between the father-in-law and son-in-law persisted for a considerable time. Sati, therefore, had not gone to her father's house for a long while. Thus, she was very anxious to go to her father's house, particularly because on the occasion her sisters and their husbands and her mother's sisters would be there. As is natural for a woman, she wanted to dress equally to her other sisters and also be accompanied by her husband. She did not, of course, want to go alone. Om Magnanati Mandasya Knanan Chana Shalakaya Chakshomidamyena Tasmai Shigrave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Stabiramena Bhuttale Swayam Rupagaramayam Dadati Swabarandikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadada Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktabrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. My sisters, my mother's sisters, and their husbands, and other affectionate relatives must be assembled there. So if I go, I shall be able to see them, and I shall be able to see the flapping flags and the performance of the sacrifice by the great sages. For these reasons, my dear husband, I am very much anxious to go. So, who is speaking here? Sati, to whom? To Shiva. Yeah. And so, as Akila yesterday spoke about how the story came apart for those who not, who not were here the whole time. It was a big celebration. Celebration time, come on! It was a big celebration, and when there is a big festival, big celebration, oh my goodness, Nrsimha Chaturdasi in Simhachalam, after the pandemic, everybody was celebrating, right? Everybody came, because that's such a great opportunity, right? You see, not so much today, but yesterday was quite windy, and you saw our temple flag flapping in the wind, right? And it's so attractive when you come down the bicycle path, right? And you walk there, and you see up the hill between the trees, you see our temple flag flapping in the wind. That is very much attractive. Everybody thinks, wow, what's going on there? Because flags are very attractive. You have this in Jai Jai Shishi Palat Lakshmi Singdev Bhagavan Ki Jai. So you have this, especially when you have spiritual flags, like in Buddhist tradition, right? They're hanging these flags with the prayers, and they hang them in the wind, because each time this flag is flapping, so the prayer is recited, right? So hanging a flag in the wind is a suspicious sign. And so therefore in festivals, many times when you see when we have a festival, what is the first thing what we do for the Adivas ceremony? We hang the flag of Garuda, yes. Then that is a sign now something is going on, right? And then of course we have our very qualified priests, like Amar and Antayami, what they, huh? No, I'm keeping myself in the back, because what they do, they have style, right? That's so professional, that's so attractive to watch and to see. So here as well, So and everybody want to go, because When you go to the festival, what else do you see? Kirtan. Who does the kirtan? The devotees, yeah. You want to see the devotees. You want to hang out with the devotees, right? And okay, we can say it's not directly our family, but on the other hand, it is our family. It's our ISKCON family or family of Vaishnavas in the broader sense. So we want to all see them, right? And they know us maybe from time before, and then something changed in our lives, and we want to tell, hey, this changed, that happened to me, right? And here we have Sati. Sati was quite a young lady still in this here, right? She was the youngest daughter of Daksha, and therefore she was very, very dear to him. And the connection between the father and the daughter is very strong. It's like the connection between the mother and the son. That's very strong, right? And so if this relationship is disturbed, it's disturbing for both of them. But although the father suffers, he will not show it, because he's the father, he's the strong man. He will not come out with emotions, right? Men are keeping the emotions hidden deep inside, face like stone. And so was Hare Krishna. And so was Daksha, right? Although he must be affectionate for his daughter, otherwise why he would be so upset that she got married to Shiva, as Akila yesterday explained it, right? But so he was still looking out for her, right? But he was too proud, or too how to say, didn't want to let any emotions out. So therefore he was very stern and proud and didn't want to speak to us. Hey, Hare Krishna. Didn't want to speak to her. But still, the rest of the family, of course, they were thinking, where is our Sati, what she's doing? Because they were affectionate. She was in trouble with her father, not with her mother, not with the sisters of his mother. What are they? Sisters of the mother are? Aunties, right? And the aunties, they, like in the family, the girls, they flock together and they want to speak. What happened? What happened in her life? She's married now. What happened to her? How she's doing? Is she all right? Is she okay with this Shiva, right? The one who walks around with skulls and, if you would see on the street somebody dressed in a tiger skin with skulls around his neck and snakes and matted hair, we probably would think, what kind of hippie punk is this, right? So the father Daksha, they were not so convinced about this relationship. And but then she saw the festival, it's going on. There is a big party. And I'm not directly invited, but of course I would be appreciated if we come. And of course a lady, when she's married, she never want to go alone. She always is longing to be with her husband. First of all, she's a chaste lady, right? Therefore, she would not accept to come alone. And it looks strange. If a lady comes with her husband, everybody thinks, something wrong? Something wrong in the relationship? Why you don't come with your husband? Because, as Akila explained yesterday, she's like an ornament for her husband, right? She's therefore, the ladies are very much, they made like that they are, look very attractive, and they dress themselves attractive. And there's another feature, if there's a celebration, ladies, they already long time before they're thinking what I will wear for this occasion. And if she doesn't have anything, there has to be something bought. Then she takes the husband shopping. So I don't know if Sati went shopping with Shiva to Loipasar, to Gangotri, but for sure she wanted to be with her husband in the assembly. So we can, why I'm telling this, just to kind of get a glimpse of the emotion, what was going on. So there was not hate in the family. There was still love, even from the father's side. But this relationship was disturbed, right, by this accident that Shiva didn't stand up when Daksha entered the arena. And then there was this cursing and counter-cursing going on. So this is a very sensitive situation. And if you were ever in a family situation like that, it's very difficult because you can't, it's difficult to take sides, right? What is somebody comes to another tense family situation? Somebody can think of another tense family situation? Yeah. Not your family. I mean, if you have, you can share, but where the whole family was involved and ended up in a disaster. Kurukshetra, yeah, the Kurus and Pandavas, right? So this was a very tense, similar... Of course it's Bhagavatam. What do you mean it's not Bhagavatam? Of course it's in Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam actually starts taking off from the Mahabharata. Right? The first canto, the Mahabharata gives over to the Bhagavatam. Because then the Mahabharata, on this section, on the end of the battle of Kurukshetra, this goes in a different direction, the Mahabharata, than the Bhagavatam. Because then the Bhagavatam extracts out of the Mahabharata all the bhakti, all the stuff for this without karma or anything. So yeah, with the Kurus, this was a very tense situation because everybody was related to each other and everybody had relationships with each other. But because of basically the disturbance between Pandu and Dhritarashtra, the whole family was affected. And everybody had to take sides. They had to, although they didn't want. But out of family political reasons, they had to take sides. Same here. There was nobody could speak up against Daksha, not even his wife. Now, the wife may say, come on, don't be so hard, or whatever. But because this was a statement not against the daughter, it was a statement against Shiva. And Shiva and Daksha, as we can see, there was some rivalry. How you say? Rivalry. Not from Shiva's side, because he was not even interested in giving Daksha a hard time. He was just in meditation. But Daksha was offended. And if Daksha would have seen Shiva as somebody superior, he would not feel any, rivalry, right? If he would somebody who's like younger than him, he maybe would have forgiven because he could say he's my younger brother or something like that. No, but he felt some kind of. He wanted to see Shiva on an equal level at least, and therefore there was some rivalry. So, and therefore nobody could speak out because they knew it's against Shiva. And Sati, of course, had to suffer the punishment because Shiva didn't mind. He didn't have to go to the party, so to say. Right? He's happy sitting on Mount Kailash and meditating. That's his path. That's his service. right? But Sati, because it was her family, and there was a big festival going on, as we said, right? If the temple president, you come with your temple there, and the temple president said, no, we don't go to Nrsimha Chaturdashi this year because I have a problem with the German Yatra. They beat us again in book distribution. No Czech is coming. No Czech Yatra is coming, right? So many people in the Czech Yatra would say, I don't care about book distribution. I want to see Nrsimhadev. No, we don't go. No, right? So Sati wanted to go, right? Because the association is something what is very, very strong. And Sati living with Shiva, there was not so much association, especially female association, right? But ladies, they need female association, because it's something completely different than male association. Actually, men or souls in male body need association of other male bodies, because then they can speak in their language, right? Like men behave. Men behave like men. They're not so sensitive, they whatever, So they are, and they're speaking roughly, but there's not so much emotions. So when men speak, they basically like to speak straight, right? They don't, and men open a discussion about a topic. When the topic is over, they close the topic and put it aside. And then they take another topic. They speak about this. This is how men have a conversation. When ladies have a conversation, there's at least 15 topics at once, right? And everything is also connected, right? And it's very emotional. It's not what is said, it's how it is said. And who said what, right? And then they think about who said what and why they didn't say like that, or why they said like that. This is because ladies are much more emotional, or souls in female bodies. It's in the body of the woman. They are much more emotional because they can think more with the emotional side. Man can't. As we said last time, man's brain has two sides: emotion and logic, reason. No? And men, they feel much more secure if they think in reasons, right? Because when they're pushed on the emotional side, then they are lost. They're completely lost. A man in love, forget it. When you have a circle of friends, you hang out with them, and then suddenly one of them is in love with a girl. Forget about him. He's lost. He's lost. At least for the time being, then he cools down again. And then he thinks, by the way, before I was with my girl, there was something else. There were some guys I like to hang out. Then he comes back slowly, But for girls, that is completely fine, because they also have these two sides, but somehow they have a connection. They can use both sides at the same time. This makes them very good mothers, because they know what has to be done and what is the right emotion for the thing what has to be done. When something is with the kid. I always give the example: if the kid is crying, the man looks where's the bottom to switch it off. The technique, like make a sound, make a face or whatever, and then it's switched off. Sometimes it works, but not for long. Mostly, the kid you make a face to the kid for a short time, and then starts again, because it's not the need. The kid doesn't cry, for the need of somebody. Nobody makes faces to me, or nobody shakes me or whatever. I need something else. Only mothers understand. Only mothers understand. I can speak out of great experience. Like boys try to deal with kids, and they do the best, but it's never sufficient. It's always something lacking. They can't do it. They can't give it. But the mothers can. Therefore they are mothers, and therefore they are great. And therefore Krishna made them, put them in the world. No, the men, especially when they come in the society of especially ISKCON, I must say sometimes, then the men think, the women, they are kind of the how to say, the punishment in the creation for the man or something like that. Like they are. But, they are there. They are needed. They are wanted. All right? So this has to be understood. And if a man has a problem with a woman, it's the man's problem, not the woman's problem. So this is what is the situation here. Of course, Sati was in the best place because she had the association of a great Vaishnava, right? And in this way, she served Shiva, this great Vaishnava, and this made her a great Vaishnavi as well. And this is the association actually we should this is the first consideration when we choose association, are they benefiting me in my spiritual life? Because although sometimes, we had yesterday this with Brian, before we came to Krishna consciousness, we were hanging out with people, we had something in common. We like to listen to the same music, for example. Some, they like to have the same kind of intoxication, let's put it like that. Some, they like to go to some sport festivals together, and they were sort of, in that sense, like-minded. But when you come in the association of devotees, the only like-minded is that they're all on the search for spiritual truth, for God, right? But they may be different in nature, right? And sometimes it clashes. Sometimes in the beginning, when I came first to the temple, one devotee said, in the temple you meet devotees you meet people you would not even like to meet outside. Because sometimes strange people coming also to the temple, especially in Vienna where I joined. This was like Sunday feast, sometimes was like a panopticon of different youth sects. I don't know, all kinds of different people from the street really came. It was great preaching, but some really just came for the prasada. And when they took off the shoes, it was like, open the windows, can we maybe light some more incense or something like that, So, but yeah, they all have a serious goal to look for spiritual truth and for higher truth. So therefore, we have to associate with each other in the first sense. And then when we come closer, let's see, in a community, of course we get also, we purifying each other. I always give this example of a diamond. Where do you find diamonds? Where they are hidden, huh? Where they are hidden? In the coal, yeah. So, what is coal? How you make coal? Out of wood, yeah. Coal is actually wood. So because when as they explain it to us, we of course we know that Mother Earth, she keeps precious gifts in herself to reveal to worthy people who serve her, who nourish her, who when the earth is nourished, she gives her riches. But scientists, they explain, when the earth formed himself and all these different shells, they moved, over each other. They crushed some forests, and the trees, they were crushed, and this wood of the trees, they were crushed and pressed and pressed. And because of the pressure, what comes when you put pressure? Yeah, but in between first comes? Heat, yes. And then this wood started to kind of burn, but it could not burn because it was under the earth, so it became coal, right? And more pressure, and in the middle, then they formed diamonds, right? So when you take out a piece of coal, let's say they still have it. I come from an area where they dig lots of coal. They dig lots of coal in Leipzig, around Leipzig. This was like big area. I think whole Leipzig is still on coal. If they want to have it, they have to get rid of Leipzig, the city. So, if you have a piece of coal and you wanna find diamonds, of course, not in each and every coal is a diamond, but what they put in this, where they know there's a diamond inside, all these coal stones they're putting in a big washing machine, and then they turn it on, and all these coals they're crushing against each other, and what comes out? Sure. Yeah, diamond later. But first of all, black water. Yeah, black water. And this is what happens when we, in the association of devotees, we all diamonds. Each and every devotee, or each and every person who makes himself on the way for spiritual request, they are diamonds, because they're so rare, as Krishna describes in Bhagavad Gita. Out of thousands, even, making themselves, asking themselves, only one asking themselves this question: what's the meaning of life? And out of thousands of them, one becomes then a devotee, right? So a devotee is very, very rare. It's a diamond. But coming in the association, sometimes we crashing with each other, and then all the dirt comes out, right? And this is basically part of our process. But to soften this process, what do we do? Knowing that there may be problems come out, are we sticking to this? Okay, here comes another problem, there's another problem, over there sits a problem, I'm a problem. Is this our process? Charu. So what do we do to soften this cleaning process? We take prasadam, yes. We take prasadam, and this everything makes it clear again. Maybe Prabhuji, maybe you have a bad time, or maybe you just didn't eat. Should we eat? Should we have some prasadam together? Okay, this softens everything, unless you made a vow to fast for 40 days. But that's difficult in the association of devotees, That's therefore it's not our process. And when we ate a lot, what do we do then? Okay, we take a short nap. LSD. They said when I came in the temple, they said LSD. Take some LSD, Prabhu. Are you serious? Right? Yes, left side down. We take some left side down, and then what we do? We make kirtan. We dance together. Although, one person told me once, he said, in GBC meetings sometimes very intense, because all these big yatras with the big leaders, they come together and they have their claims, and sometimes it's getting intense. But then they're having kirtan and they dance all together, and then it's forgotten. Right? That's the secret. Prasadam and kirtan. And this basically is the core of our Vaishnava association. And when we have this, When we cleared out this energy, then we can come together, do what? Yeah, then we can do hearing and chanting, right? So this is what we designed for. This is what human life is actually meant for, right? Having association, doing something together, and whatever we do, the results we give to the Lord, and the best offering is to give it with kirtan, and the result of this offering we can enjoy together. And then the next day we start it all over again. And in this way we make this human form, bring this to the perfection. And not only that, we give this process to each and everybody. Because if we would have enough faith that this process alone is sufficient, we could teach it to the whole world. Everybody would come here and would say, why they are, it happens, this Hare Krishna people, why they don't go for work. They don't go in the factory. Right, I heard this I told it to someone already. I heard in a lecture from Swayam Bhagavan Keshava Swami that he said, this world is crazy. Previously people, they had a bike and they drove with the bike from here to there. And that was healthy. They got their exercises, they were sweating, right? And so they remained healthy. Nowadays they're going in the vehicles, in the cars and motorbikes, and they're driving from here to there, getting no exercises, right? But after they did all this driving back and forth, they come and paying $30 to go for 1 hour in a gym where they sit on a bike, what goes nowhere, and sweating and getting the exercise, paying 30 whatever for it, right? So that's, if people would see, okay, this Hare Krishna people, how do they survive? And people asking these questions, how you get money? Or many people, this is one of the first questions what comes in their mind. Brian, how you will maintain yourself if you're with this people, with the ponytail, right? Don't become one of them. Don't grow yourself a ponytail. I had the idea we should give for those who, out of kind of some reason, we should give in the entrance. We should, with a rubber band and have a little seeker on it. What you can put on it, for sure. What do you think? For your initiation, huh? Some people they have like a nose with a rubber band. We should have a temple seeker. Like we have in beatbacks here. We should have also some seekers there when you come in. Or some Indian guests, Prabhu, can you put on seeker? Okay. So this is what we can show to the world. Now Mata, he has a special project. He told me he has some special photo projects. We can be very curious how the photos will look today. Yeah, this is our best Sangha. And we should appreciate the Sangha. And really, 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 we should appreciate each and every one. That means the boys have to appreciate even the ladies. And the ladies have to appreciate the men. It doesn't mean we have to overly endeavor to appreciate each other. Right? We can still keep the border in the temple room between one side and another side, right? This has something to do with respect. And living with a lady, I know sometimes for them it's hard, and I speak again to the man, because how would you feel if you come in an association and all the time you, in a subtle way or in a cross way, you get told, you the problem. You boys are the problem because you are, you do so many, you exploit the woman, you're this, you are the, if the majority would be ladies and a small fraction would be men who are attracted to this philosophy or whatever and really like this philosophy, really like the lifestyle, really want to do it. But, the ladies see you and it's, a man, go out of my way. No, Maya, you man. How we would feel? Would we feel comfortable over a long time? Or would we, especially us men, would we think, okay, I'm not really wanted here, I'm not really appreciated, so maybe I should go, right? All material bodies have the same problem. There are 4 problems. What are the problems? And? Yeah. So it doesn't matter. And when we want to get out of here, we all have to do it the same on our same, the same road. We have to go this road together. No? So therefore, this is really needed to make our association more sweeter, to have appreciation and respect for each other. And that's the least what we can give to each other. And it's very, very important because that's also attractive to people from outside if they see, wow, they're respecting each other, they have culture. And another thing, what especially it's very important, it's sometimes on a subtle level, it's not even spoken, but if they see there is a sense of protection by the man for the weaker section in the society, in a community, that's very, very attractive. Although it's not written on the banner, we protect children, we protect women and all people. We don't have to go out like politicians and say, this is our agenda we want. This is something people just feel when they come in the association. If women feel free to act, to speak, and to behave in their woman way, and they feel there is the protection and the support of the man. Doesn't mean one has to, whatever, has to be, overly endeavoring to get some attention or whatever. No, respect is something what can be done from a distance. It's like blessings. To get the blessings, you don't have to go to somebody and say, please give me blessings by hugging me. No, blessings is something what comes from a big distance and still works. So respect and appreciation is something what we can do from a distance. It's a mindset. It's like satisfaction. How you can, satisfaction is austerity of the mind. The mind always want to complain. And to be satisfied is austerity of the mind. Sometimes we have to tell our mind, shut up. No, we like to do that. We like to go for Mangalati. Don't complain all the time. No, don't complain always about this person. It's just you mind. We want to respect this person. It's much more healthier for my social life and for my spiritual life. If I don't complain about somebody, just get along with it. Sometimes we have to preach to our mind. And this is the austerity of the mind, because the mind always will blah, 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 about each and everything in all situations. The mind always want to complain. So, das wirst du später nochmal rausfinden. Yeah. It's designed like that. Anyway, it's another discussion. But this is what we have to develop, this appreciation and respect for each other, and this makes us a strong family. And even when there's a strong family, even if something goes wrong, it doesn't affect the family. It binds them even more together, because they have to stand up for each other. They have to stick up. So to hold strong with each other. So yes, and this was unfortunately Sati didn't had this in this moment here in your family. She didn't feel the support of Daksha. She didn't feel the support of the other ladies in the family, and therefore she wanted to go to this assembly. But of course, she didn't want to go alone. So therefore, she is asking Shiva, and what was his reply, we will find out later. Thank you very much. This is all big words. I'm asking you for blessings that I can appreciate each and one of you. In my last meeting with His Holiness Karamakana Swami, I asked him what we can do to in our sangha, in our devotee association, to make it better. And he said, don't criticize anybody, appreciate everyone. This is what he said. So yeah, please bless me that I can be really appreciative of all of you and welcome you in my life and in my mind. And in this way, yeah, that I become a worthy member of the Vaishnava Association. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Itaiko Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Gibt es da irgendwelche Fragen oder Kommentare? Ha? Ach so. Aha. Okay. Then thank you very much. Then I wish you a wonderful day in Krishna consciousness with Krishna in the heart and His name on your tongue. Hare Krishna. And prasad on your tongue. Tasty prasad cooked by His Grace Akila Prabhu.